Most of our lives are spent in those in-between moments, right? The commute, the chores, those quiet evenings at home. We just call it normal life. But what if that normal life, the one we so often overlook, is actually where true contentment is hiding? In this explainer, we're going to explore how to cherish our everyday reality. Okay, so let's just jump right in with the big one, a question I think a lot of us wrestle with. Is a normal life just a boring life? I mean, we live in a world that is completely obsessed with the extraordinary, the epic, the next big thing. So the very idea of just being normal can almost feel like you're failing, can it? But is that really true? Just think about that huge gap between what we see when we're scrolling and what our actual day looks like. Social media feeds us this constant diet of grand adventures and picture-perfect moments. It's the ultimate highlight reel. But our reality? Well, it's making breakfast, it's washing dishes, it's just feeling tired. And it's right there in that gap, that constant comparison, that the pressure builds and our own lives can start to feel, well, not good enough. So the big question is, how do we start to close that gap? Well, first things first, we have to completely bust this myth of normal and start to redefine what our reality truly means to us. Okay, and this is probably the most important thing to get our heads around. What you see online is just a tiny, tiny, carefully chosen piece of someone's life. It is not the whole story. I love this analogy. It's the movie trailer, not the full film. And believing that 2-minute trailer is the entire movie, well, that's the first trap we all fall into. And just think for a second about everything that's missing from those feeds. You don't see the moments of loneliness, do you? Or the pure frustration of waiting in a super long line. You definitely don't see the totally unglamorous job of cleaning the house. But here's the secret. Every single person, no matter how perfect their life looks online, lives these moments. They are the real unseen threads that actually connect all of us. So, what if we just completely changed the definition? Instead of seeing normal and thinking boring, what if we reframed it? What if a normal life is actually a life full of simple routines? Routines that give us a sense of safety and peace and comfort. See how that just shifts the whole focus? It goes from being about a lack of excitement to being about an abundance of stability and calm. And this is so important to remember. There is no single correct version of a normal life. It just doesn't exist. Your routine, your little joys, the challenges you face, all of that stuff makes up a life that is 100% yours. It doesn't have to look like anybody else's to be good or to be valid. So if we can accept that our life is uniquely ours, what's next? Well, the next step is actually finding the joy in it. And this part isn't about chasing after something new and shiny. It's about discovering the simple, quiet beauty in what you already have. This is such a powerful affirmation. Let's just let that sink in for a second. My normal life is enough. It's this statement of just radical acceptance, of contentment. It basically says you don't need more adventures or more followers to be whole. What you have right here, right now, is enough. It reminds me of a story about someone who chased what they thought was the ultimate dream, a life of nonstop travel, big adventures, the whole thing. They were absolutely convinced that this was the one and only key to being truly happy. But the reality? Oh, it was totally different. All that constant movement, never having a routine, no real stable home base to come back to, it just became completely and utterly exhausting. The dream, it turned out, wasn't nearly as fulfilling as they'd always imagined. And here's the amazing lesson they learned. A normal life, it's like a safe, warm home. You can absolutely go out and have adventures, of course. But that feeling of coming back to the comfort and the safety of your own routine, your own kitchen, your own bed, well, that turned out to be a kind of deep, profound joy all on its own. So, okay, let's bring this back to you for a second. Right now, just take a moment. Can you think of 3 small, simple things in your daily life that bring you even a little bit of happiness? It could be your morning coffee, a message from a friend, or listening to a favorite song. Just noticing them is the very first step to truly appreciating them. Appreciating those small things is a fantastic start. But how do we actively build more of that peace and calm into our lives? Well, the good news is the answer is not some massive, stressful life overhaul. Nope. It's all about taking small, intentional steps. And really, that's the whole philosophy right there. You don't have to change everything all at once. That feeling of being totally overwhelmed is the enemy of peace. So instead, we just focus on one little thing, and then another, just step by step. And look, these steps don't require hours of meditation or anything crazy. It can be as simple as taking one single deep breath before the chaos of your phone takes over, or pausing for just a moment to notice one good thing that happened. These tiny rituals, when you practice them consistently, create these wonderful little pockets of peace all throughout your day. And honestly, this is the real secret to making a lasting change. Consistency is so much more powerful than intensity. A little bit of mindfulness, a little bit of kindness to yourself, but practiced every day, that is going to build a much stronger foundation for peace than some big grand gesture you do once a year. And hey, let's be real for a second. Cherishing a normal life does not mean we pretend that bad days don't exist. Of course they do. Stress, challenges, sadness, that's all part of a normal life too. The most important thing to remember is that you are absolutely not alone in facing them. It's a shared, universal part of being human. So, when you put all of this together, busting the myths, finding the joy, and taking those small steps, it all leads us to the most important takeaway of all: embracing your life exactly as it is. Because your story and all its normal simplicity really, truly matters. If you take away just one thing from all of this, let it be this: your worth is not measured by how exciting or big your life looks to others. The way you care for people, the effort you put into your day, the small moments of connection, those are the things that give your life incredible value, right here, right now. So let's end with these three powerful affirmations. I'm going to read them slowly so you can really take them in. My normal life is enough. My simple life is beautiful. My peaceful life is possible. These are truths you can always come back to, especially when you feel that pressure from the outside world creeping in. And I'll leave you with just one final question. A little invitation, really. At some point today, just pause and find one small, beautiful moment in your ordinary routine. Because that's where it is. That's where the magic of your normal, wonderful life is waiting. Thanks for watching.